All right, we're live. Let's kick this pig.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
The further the planet from your star, the better the collector that you are. Gravity is the thing that you're looking for, and yes, we do expect you to raise the floor.
If you're looking for your place in space, you found it. Not just any metaverse. It's the Solaverse. Welcome to the Solaverse Show with your hosts, Big Yoda and Bungabite. Well, hello everybody. This is January the 16th. We waited an extra day for the Solaverse Show number 7, 12:16 p.m. in Texas. So, Bonga, we have new art. We have new art
Yes, we do.
for the show.
Where? Oh, yes. Okay, I got you.
Yes, it'll be available when you download the podcast, or if you put it on your podcatcher or whatever. You will see it on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. And the second, or the right-hand seat of the spaceship that we are piloting has a big Wookiee sitting on the right-hand side. And that is Bunga.
Shout out to Kenobi for doing that.
Yes, Roby had that thing turned around pretty quick after we decided on what you wanted to be. And so, yeah, shout out to him. And notice the little lightsabers in the microphone booms, you know, the little green one and the little blue one, because we are, of course, Jedi and not Sith. So,
We'll be the first Wookiee Jedi.
yes,
The Wookiee Jedis.
there was one Wookiee Jedi. He had a yellow lightsaber, and then Lucas said never again, and it was stricken from the canon.
Ooh.
That was part of the whole canon wipe that happened when before J.J. Abrams decided to totally fuck up Star Wars. And yeah, so you know, it is what it is, I guess. But the Yuzhan Vong and all those went away, and gradually Jon Favreau is bringing a lot of that stuff back into the Star Wars world while he's doing his things. And if you're not watching the the Book of Boba Fett or the Book of Fett,
Oh, yeah.
that is again turning out to prove how remarkable the stuff is that this guy produces.
The Mandalorian is awesome.
Oh my God, yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
So speaking of Sith, we're going to welcome BerryBlossomZero to the show.
The mod
Hello,
himself.
hello.
Yes, indeed, the mod with the band hammer. And
That's right.
Yes. So yeah, Barry, man, how you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Just chilling, getting some housework done.
No.
You know, all that fun adult things.
Adulting, housework. Yuck.
Ugh.
Who
Yuck.
likes the real world? God.
I know. I know.
Nobody does.
I know. So we don't have our Senna tea time, and nor do we have the fake Senna that I put out last week. So we'll just, and, you know, I kept meaning to, and he gave us a couple of really good absolutely in the Twitter Spaces the last couple of days, and I just did not listen and pull those off. So I really need to do that for next week so we can have absolutely
Yeah.
whenever
Well,
we say
you'll have
something good.
Plenty of footage or plenty of audio with those recordings. I really enjoy the NFT time, honestly. I've only made it to 2 or 3 episodes, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is. I wish that I had been able to listen to any of them, but
Yeah, someday
I
I'll
made the
catch
one on
one.
what was it on Friday? The one that they did that was a little bit later. I was able to get that one, but there was and I
That's
did
the-
catch the tail end of one where someone put out some the news about that Alpha Guardians That
Oh, yeah, yeah.
3D art.
Yeah, digital artist
Oh,
for it.
Jesus. And I was able to mint that yesterday, which was cool. And
Oh, nice.
That
Did you mint just one, or?
I minted 6.
Oh, you should totally let me buy one from you.
Dude, they're still out there. They
Oh.
did not mint out. They minted. I think they only minted about half, and they're going to burn the rest. The ones that don't sell by today at like 4 p.m. our time are going to get burned, and then they're going to go for a second, like a wave 2. I forget what they're calling it, phase 2, phase 3, something like that. And here's the deal. What they've just come out and said is if you own at least 2, 1s, 2s, and 3s, then you get some special utility that's not going to be available for people that don't have at least 2 of each. Or something like that, if I remember seeing that right.
Well,
But
I gotta make sure I have enough for my high kings, so I may not be able to.
yeah, there's the Kings too, right? And that's something else that we got. Anyway, this is all stuff we can talk about later. Let's go ahead and start the spotlight with Mr. Barry. What do you say?
I'm down. I want to meet Barry, man. He's a funny guy. Even with the band hammer, like we'll let it go.
I have to put that in my back pocket, you know.
There you go.
Whip it out on occasion just to flex it around.
Searching the Solaverse far and wide to bring you this Solastar owner spotlight. Bang, bang, bang in the background. Uh-oh, we lost Barry.
Uh-oh, what happened?
We lost your camera.
There
oh,
we
he's
go.
back.
I don't know what that was.
All right, like we said off the top of the show, BerryBlossomZero. He is a mod on the Solaverse Discord, and so he is able to share all kinds of things right now that are considered to be leaks of information. So go ahead. Senna said it was okay.
All right. Well, if you said Senna said it's okay, obviously I trust you.
Well, you do have access to like probably a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I wish I could spend enough time in the Discord, but as a mod, you kind of are required to maintain the feed. So, any
Yeah, a
sort
little
of
bit.
conversation.
Well, we don't get a whole lot of extra information. On occasion we'll get a little tidbit that's like, hey,
Right.
yeah, we're gonna share this with you, just in case anyone asks, so you can tell them, no, or yes,
Gotcha.
or whatever the deal is.
So
But no, we don't get a whole lot of extra.
Right.
Mostly it's just, cruising the Discord, getting rid of spammers, that kind of work.
Gotcha. No, nobody's been too harsh. I'm hoping. I mean, I know there's been a couple bans, but those
Yeah,
are
they
for-
deserved it though.
Right. They did deserve it. The ones that are spamming. Oh, Senna's here. I see him. And all he did was text us eyeballs. He's watching you, Barry.
Oh no.
But yeah, dude. So common thing, right? This is what we do with everybody. Now that we've got some more information out there about how planets are going to work and how gravity is going to work and the orbits of the stars and planets. I'm sorry, along with the companions. Are you ready to share with us a little tidbit of information about what you might be doing, what you might want to name your star, or what?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I'm still new to a lot of this stuff. But right now, my big plan, because I'm trying to build up my gaming streaming, so I'll be streaming Solaverse on my channel. Twitch.tv/BerryBlossomZero.
Are you streaming simulcasting this right now? As a matter of fact,
I'm not. I borrowed my wife's laptop to be able to do this and sequester myself in the bedroom.
Oh,
so
I see.
do not have,
I see.
the simulcast going.
Is that why you got the pink headphones rocking
That's
right now?
yeah, these are hers.
Hey, they look
Not that
good.
there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, you know what you should do? You should do what those streamers do with the little bunny ears on top of their pink headphones. And,
She wanted the one with the cat ears.
the cat ears. That's what I meant. Yeah, the cat ears. Yeah,
So we'll see.
because there's
So
a
yeah, right now my plan is because I have 2 stars. I went ahead and managed to get 2. One of them has 8 planets.
nice.
And really high gravity, and I think 1 asteroid belt. And then my other star has 4 planets with 2 asteroid belts, and I have 3 brothers. So what I'm thinking I'll do
Family Star.
on the 4-planet one, I'll probably go ahead and grab all those because one of them's big into crypto and NFTs, and the other 2 want nothing to do with it whatsoever. So I'm thinking I might grab all those planets and gift each of them one. So that way they can play the game, they can experience that, and then make me money on the side. Less work for me. And then the other one with the 8 planets, I'm thinking down the road maybe I'll rent those out or try and make it kind of a community, solar system.
Right.
So we'll see.
I'm thinking
we see what comes out.
We can have all the plans we want, of course, and it's in the early stages, so we really don't know what we're going to be able to do. But
yeah.
I think the best way to focus about it or think about it is eventually you'll have planets in your system, and what you want to do is create like a little guild where, you make your own project that's like, what should we do? What are we going to do? Get to know those people, because I can't afford to buy all my planets. I got,
Me either.
We're not sure what we're going to do yet, but as we get more information, things will get ironed out. But I think a lot of people don't have like a real plan as far as just holding on to their stars forever.
Right.
Yeah. And hey, that works. It'll work. You'll still make passive off that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the planets are going to get filled.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, and so people will build and do stuff, and you will get that passive income, and then you're going to get the solar drops, as a part of the first 5 years. So, like I said, I ran some present value calculations yesterday as I was getting ready to list Star 420, and the numbers, the potential numbers are staggering. Just to think if the Solaverse were to simply, or Sola token were to simply hit 5 cents in terms of a value, right? And I know they came out and said it's going to be less than a penny in the initial offering, and it's got to be far less than a penny, based on the liquidity generated on the stars. It's probably 4 zeros and then something. So that's where I guess we start, and then ultimately, once the game proves themselves and the property proves itself, then it's going to skyrocket in value. So it's one of those, like, once news starts coming out, what's that one we were talking about, Corey Inu?
Corey.
Yeah, that one I think is poised for a 10x to 100x in the next 18 months, and I don't know.
I got in really early on that project, and they burnt 100% of their liquidity, so it was all out there, cheap as can be, and I think I have like something like 80 million, Corey. So if it gets to even a dollar, that'd be like,
right. If it did a Shiba Inu, I would be happy, because I'm holding about 100 million of that, and so if it just got to 4 zeros and a 68, was that what Shiba finally wound up at, 4 zeros and 68, or 81 or something like that? I don't remember, but if it just simply does that, you're talking that is that's a 10x, right there. So, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with 10x anytime, right? But, but I don't know. I don't know how it goes. But yeah, Sky Ender's in the chat. Roby's in the chat. And apparently Senna has hacked Movich 13. So Senna just gave the okay to go ahead and leak all the information that you have, Barry. and so yeah, that's obviously the truth, because I read it on the internet. And
yeah, everything on the internet's true.
Right. And stars becoming like Gala nodes. No, not quite, but they are kind of node-ish in the way that they're built. But all right, so Family Star and Other Star.
Rent economic.
All right. Well, there you go. So how did you find the Solaverse? How did you get involved? Were you involved from the beginning? Were you one of the ones that were day oneers?
No. It's actually funny. Years ago, I think like 5 years ago, I was kind of looking at crypto. I'd never really been into it. One of my friends explained it to me, back when like Bitcoin was $1, and I never understood it, and I was a dumb college student, so I just ignored it and regret every minute of that.
Yeah.
But I was looking around, and I was just learning how wallets worked. I had just made a trust wallet, and I got 2 CryptoKitties, and
nice.
ran out of money. So I just ignored them for forever. And actually, last year, October, I think it was October, November, something like that. A little earlier than that. I saw the Parallel Alpha, and managed to grab their card packs.
Okay.
And got like super excited about that, and was trying to, going through the Twitter giveaways, trying to get more, because now I was hooked. And I saw an ad on the side of Twitter for Solaverse.
Oh.
Like with like the day before the raffle, that early raffle right before minting.
The one we entered the form and everything.
Yeah, that we did the raffle for him, and it was like, I guess it was like the pre-mint, basically, the guaranteed.
Oh, wow.
Almost like, it was like right after the whitelist mint.
Right.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, sure, what the heck? And I went ahead and signed up for the raffle, and it turned out that everyone that entered the raffle won, because it was a slow mint. But I got that, and then started, cruising on the Discord, and it was a really cool community. Everyone was really chill, everyone was really supportive to each other, and I saw the potential for it.
Right.
And just kind of stuck around building up, and managed to grab a second one, during the Founders Initiative. And
Right.
now I'm hooked. Now I'm looking at Kings and looking at
All these other,
MetaHive and
MetaHive.
more Parallel, all that fun stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
MetaHive. MetaHive is either going to
MetaHive.
break my heart or it's going to make me really happy, one or the other, and I haven't
Right?
decided which yet.
It's 50-50 which way it's going.
Yeah, because that project can crash and burn at any moment.
Oh yeah,
They need John.
they do. They really do.
need a technical wizard because they can't do shit on their own. I am sorry to say that everything they've touched has turned to mud.
They,
Well,
do,
that's
they, do that, and they need a DJ to run that Discord and get those.
Oh my God,
announcements out.
dude, they've got
Like,
some.
their communication's awful.
Yes, and they've got
Like-
the same that same kid that we the same kid that we dogpile every single time when he comes back with a new name and then he gets kicked again.
Every time. Oh, it's such a mess.
I know, it's so funny.
Great potential, but such a mess.
Yeah, it
It
is.
sounds fun.
Yeah, it kind of is, and
Well,
they just
that's what really drew me to the Solaverse.
Yeah.
was it didn't have all that. Like,
Yeah,
it
there's no drama.
They had a clear goal in mind. They were, communicative, and the
Yeah.
community was there. And
Honest.
I'm not seeing that in a lot of
right.
a lot of places. A lot of places, it's bum rush to mint sell out, or it's a whole
Yeah,
Oh,
show of bots and a mess.
right.
it's gotten crazy with these, with this recent bull rush. NFTs have never been better, and now they're kind of falling off a little bit. But they were grinders every Discord you join.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is that everybody now expects this as the best practice, and there probably is going to be a change in paradigm. I'm guessing, because there's just, from what I understand, and I've got a friend who's in a Discord group that is meant for high level marketers and executives and things of that nature, and they pass through. I put an application in to join it, and it is an incredible feat of, I don't know what, to get vetted into this program. But apparently there are people from big brands, like Nike and like Adidas, and they are all rushing now to get into, because they saw what Adidas did, they saw what Samsung did, they saw what Nike did, and now everybody's like, oh, we can make money at this, what? And so the fear is that all these people are going to rush into NFTs, not know what they're doing for their big brand, and then fuck it up for everybody.
Yep.
Well, they'll be able to hire the people that have, gone through it now. I think there's going to be an increase in jobs. There's already been a like 400% increase in crypto jobs on LinkedIn, I read.
Oh my God, Solidity developers, you can almost name your price right now.
Yeah.
As if you're good, you can just about name your price and call the project you want to go on if you can prove your body of work and that your contracts are efficient, because it's just so new and it's exploding. So
I'll give you guys a little drop, but do your own research. I'm not taking responsibility. Look into an IDO called Bricken, and they are going to be the standard for smart contract safety. It's going to be the security end all, I'm assuming. That's what I've been hearing in the chat and in other chats even. So look into them a little bit. You can buy their coin now for like, I don't know, I think it's 0.04 or 0.4 or something like that on the penny.
Bricken?
Bricken.
That sounds German.
Ricken.
That sounds German. Fricken. Uh-huh. Okay.
So that's just my little tidbit, just because I hate, like, you know what I would hate is if you made a ton of money and you had the opportunity to help others and you didn't do it,
I would hate that as well, right? That's why I really love the fact that the PFP drop, we're going to talk about here in a second. I love the fact that half of that going to charity is, well, a thing, right? I love the fact that they're giving back to some charitable organization, because with the Solastar Mint on their own, you can put together the amount of well, hell, you can look up the wallets. They're public, right? To see what they have been able to accumulate thus far. And yeah, I know a lot of that's being spent back into the game and all that jazz. So this is a great opportunity to really choose an organization that deserves help and providing that, back to the community. It's genius. I really
hope we get a vote on that.
I think Senna said that we would talk about it in the council. I think. I don't remember.
I'm sure. I mean, that sounds like something they do.
Yeah. So I think that was going to be a thing, but I don't remember. I'm trying to push.
Another big on making sure they get the holders' input on everything.
Right.
That's what I really like about it, that transparency.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest cues from a project are the devs willing to talk in the chat? Are they engaged?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I like last night. I don't know if you noticed last night. When I put out our first game for over on the Diceverse, right? Chris. Oh my God! I cannot believe I just said that.
What?
You don't have to explain. You just said a name. They don't know.
No, yeah. My buddy over there was telling me that, hey, your developer should really go online and show all that he's developing online and all that stuff. So Mavius went online. He took the advice, and he was actually coding on screen where you could see what he was building, and then he would run the test and then test the exact thing that he had just coded, and boom, 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 you see live results of what was going on. And so I think that does that provide ultimate transparency? Somewhat, right? You're actually seeing the game being developed, and then he'd run it right there, and then obviously we put the game out for everybody and let anybody go and play it as much as they want to give us some feedback, right? And so, hey, there's something right there. He said, shortlist a few charities that accept crypto donations, and then we'll put the vote to the Solastar holders. There you go.
Awesome.
So,
There you
yeah.
go, official.
And they're open to any suggestions that, for people that anyone knows that accept crypto donations as well. So, maybe we'll throw them a half an ETH or 2 ETH or what, I don't know, 10,000 at 0.02? Well... Okay, I guess that's 200 ETH, right? Is that my quick math telling me? So, that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, definitely. So are there any other projects that you've liked a lot, Barry, that you've been coming across? I know you said you've been entering giveaways and stuff, but...
Not a whole lot overall. I get the spam invites from all these PFP projects and all these quick grab. Oh, we're gonna have 7,000 of this. Quick sell out. But the biggest ones that I have looked at, other than Solaverse, obviously, Parallel Alpha, because they're gonna be, big. It's gonna be. They're trying to be the big online Pokemon, Magic, Hearthstone card game. And it's gonna be free to play. They've got a whole card continuum thing.
Wait a second. Back up one moment, because I got a message. I got a message from that I got distracted because I got a great giant message explaining the economics of Pegaxi, and I was like, oh wow, this is cool, and then I totally forgot to listen to you. So you said trading card game, and that all of a sudden was like whoop, boop, right back.
Parallel Alpha.
Oh, okay, yeah, the card packs you were talking about earlier, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing really cool. They're doing for their card packs right now. What they're doing is they're doing a reserve, you just have to reserve on the website during the pack drop, so that there's no gas war. It's you've reserved your pack, and then you've got the 24 hours to pay for it. So that
cool.
way they cut out the gas wars that a lot of these projects do. And like their last pack drop, it sold out in 15 seconds. It was gone.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's crazy.
So they're big, and everyone, people were complaining. They're like, oh, well, you can't get into the game unless you've got thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're like, no, this is all the collectibles. This is the holographic Charizards before the game gets popular, because it's going to be free to play. They're really going for their card game first, crypto second, which really kind of sets their culture up. But that one I've been eyeballing. Metroverse minting in 2 days. I'm on the whitelist for that one.
Nice.
I'll be nabbing as much of that as I can.
Nice.
And then the Crypto Kings. Now that I know what they are. Now that I did research on it.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to nab
That's mostly all I'm really eyeballing. Everything else go with my teeny tiny minnow wallet. I got a budget, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
That's my problem. That's my problem. I'm out of liquidity. After my last rug pull, I lost all that, and so there you go.
I got
haven't gotten into a rug yet.
Lucky.
There's 2 that are iffy right now. But we'll see where they go. But everything else has been a solid choice.
Never send money to if they say here's my address, send it. Don't ever do that.
No, never. Never.
I don't care.
I've done that to one person, and they know who they are, and that's because I actually trust them.
Still did it.
Still did. Well, it was Yoda for his dice.
Well, yeah, exactly, because it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass having to transfer ETH over to Polygon, and it's kind of expensive to do it. So we came up with an alternate solution, and that's what the bunny bats, they're doing the same thing. They're like if you want to reserve a spot, go ahead. And so it's a little dodgy. But I went ahead and did that, and I have my little mint pass for bunny bats, and besides, it was only 40 Matic or something, so it's not terrible.
I still gotta send mine over too. I'm gonna
yeah.
Have
so
one
it's
or
not,
two of those too.
It's not horrible, and so it's not it's not like you're sending them 0.4 ETH or something, and you don't know what the hell they're gonna do with their $2,000 that you're sending them, but. This and the whole idea, of course, of the dice, it was 0.02, so it's not it's $60, so it's not terrible.
Well, it's like anything too, even Solaverse when it was minting, 0.2 was
0.2, yeah, 0.2.
And you're especially with me, it's that empties my wallet.
Yeah,
it's with the community's great, the devs are great, but it's still I'm getting a placeholder picture. Especially with the initial slow mint, there's always that question,
sure, is
this going to go somewhere, or am I wasting my money, or is it going to be just ripped out from under me? You never know in the space. You
truly don't.
A good feeling, but you never can really know.
Right, and the funny thing was, I take it back. I joined the Solaverse exactly the same time you did, which was right before that raffle thing.
Yeah.
And I remember back when they came out, the raffle botched up for some reason. I don't remember what it was, and nobody got their Nobody got their notification or something like that. I forgot what it was. It was anyway. It was just a little glitch, and I remember immediately having a bad taste because that was my first experience with the project, and out of that, it was really bizarre. Out of that, I started communicating directly with Senna, and then all this happened, right? And so, yeah, I after that one little bobble, since then, I've never had any kind of even hair on the back of your neck kind of stand up.
Yeah.
From this project. So, and that's saying something. That really, really is saying something. And
the devs got to engage. You got to get to know the people.
Oh,
I mean, nowadays, I think the big movement is all these projects are going on Twitter Spaces and stuff and doing AMAs, which I love because that's,
right.
I mean, that's how you get to know people is
sure.
talking.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really think so. And plus, John has proven himself to be the consummate professional with everything technical that has come out. There have been no glitches on Mint Day. There were on Reveal, I've been on projects that took 2 days to get their entire stock revealed.
Yeah,
this one happened in a matter of 10 minutes. And that every event that we've had has gone off without a hitch. And I mean, what do you have to complain about at this point? Do you?
Yeah.
Aside from not getting enough information or leaks about the game, that's the only thing that people could potentially point at. And, send us half an image of what either is the back of a ship or a gun or something, and then now he's insinuating that the other half of the image is going to come out soon.
Ooh.
Yesterday, in yesterday's little talk. So yeah, okay. So I think that's, I think we can wrap up this little segment, right? Of the spotlight, because we're getting into other stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, so let's transition over into news, and we can talk about the Solaverse drop of news yesterday, the big announcement for 115, and some of the collaborations and all that here, just on the other side of this.
It is time for news of the Solaverse, the Metaverse, and beyond. Do it.
Do you think we should call it the multiverse?
That's only if all these metaverses come together, which I think they will. So, this community is pretty supportive. The devs all know each other. I see it in the future.
I think so too, right? And in which case, the name Earth 616 becomes a commodity. So,
what's that from?
That's Marvel. That's the most common Earth in the multiverse.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have to be a fairly big geek to know that one, and so that one came out of Savannah. That's what she's naming her thing. Her star or something. Earth 616.
Oh, does she have Star 616?
No, but
Oh.
I think that's what she's going to name it, or something like that. So yeah, more power to her. That's a fine possibility, especially if this thing does turn out to be, a collection of metaverses that turn into a multiverse of some sort or whatever, right?
Yeah, I know plenty of devs that are buying up land in other metaverses that aren't theirs, so I'm sure it will be. In some way.
Right. Yeah. Once they all start working together, which they will, and somebody has to build an efficient cross-chain methodology to be able to send assets across chains without costing an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And a kidney on top of that. Then we're golden, right? And I think ETH bears a lot of the responsibility for that because they're so damn expensive. And so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, big news yesterday. Do you remember what it was? I honestly don't remember what it was. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm pretty excited about the PFP airdrop. I mean, we were talking about the charity and how they're giving 50% of it to charity, of course. But,
right.
I mean, they're giving free per star to their community. I mean, they don't have to do that. That's pretty awesome. And
No.
they didn't announce it when we bought our stars, I don't think. It wasn't part of the project then.
No news when we bought our stars.
No, not at all.
So they're always looking ways to get back, and that's pretty awesome, I think.
Right. So they brought Lore Punk on, and the more I hear from Lore Punk, the more I respect this young lady. She has really got it going on when it comes to writing and her skills there. And so she offered us a teaser as a part of. So you mentioned two things there, Bonga. Actually, let me back up before I get into details about that. There were two things that were mentioned about the PFPs. One, the 2,000 PFPs obviously are going to be free mints for star holders. They're not going to be airdrops, but they will be free mints. Now, there was also mention of an airdrop. You mentioned it just a second ago, Bonga.
Oh, yeah.
Airdrop.
I got those mixed. You're right.
The airdrop is the piece of lore that we all have to work together to piece together, right? And an encryption key that we have to build ourselves, right?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's the key to the portal
616
website.
What? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Did I? Oh, dang it. Anyway, the whole idea of the key is intriguing to me because we're going to have to go with less than perfect information. Right?
I don't know what you mean.
There's a lot of star holders that are not active.
That aren't active. You're right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so the idea around being able to piece this whole thing together is probably going to have to include us doing some manner of conjecture, and to put together what this is on less than perfect information. Like if El Bobo doesn't participate, that's 300 of the 2,000 that are out there, right?
True. My guess is it's not going to be like 2,000 pieces make one. I think it's probably going to be like, I don't know, like how McDonald's does their Monopoly. There's multiples of each piece, and then you just got to get the right ones and put them together.
Right.
That's how I hope.
Right.
Because if you have to get all 2,000, there's no way. We can't even conjecture at that point.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I still don't know exactly. I still don't know exactly what that means, but they, aside from telling us that the 2,000 companions are going to get a makeover, if you will, like a potion or what, like when mutant apes mutated the apes. Mm-hmm. The same mechanism is going to happen here, right? They're going to do a reveal, and then the 2,000 are going to get morphed into their partner stars. And
second reveal.
Yeah, in a secondary reveal, exactly. So that's going to happen. And then this airdrop of pieces of information for the decryption is going to happen. And then Miss Lorepunk gave us a clue, like a riddle, kind of like the riddle that's off the top of the show, where Senna was, the further your planet from the star, the better collector you are. And so this guy says this, and I'm going to read it directly from. It was my notes, and then Roby put it up in Fan Theory's channel on the Solaverse Discord. We are the process being with a capital P. We are the process. Excuse me, the way she said it. We are the process. We've trained for this. We've drilled, we've simmed, we've located the trail. That's all we got. That is all we got.
Well, there was more to it, I'm pretty sure.
No, that was it.
Nope, that was it.
That was it.
Really?
Yep, that was
Yep.
it.
That was hard cut right there.
Yep.
Apparently, I filled in a little bit of the gaps there, 'cause I remember a lot more of it.
And so the oh yeah, I forgot. The airdrop is also going to be the placeholder image, right? You're going to get a placeholder image of what they were, the old TV, that has all the little things in there, the little cues and whatnot. And I, believe it or not, I did some sleuthing and I found the actual NASA image that formed a lot of the background of that placeholder image within the TV. I don't remember if y'all remembered me posting that in the Discord, but the fan theory from Roby came out, and he wrote that he thinks that this is basically this was his theory. I'm going to read it directly from what he wrote. We are the robot companions. The process is our mission. We have trained to bring more of humanity to these habitable worlds. The drilling for excavating, the simulation for returning and preparing humanity's arrival. We know where we are going, and as each new star comes into view, a new dawn is born for the hope of humanity's survival. We will not fail. Our protocols will not allow it. We are the daylight that comes from these new dawns. I like the way he wrote it. He wrote it very almost lyrically. We can make a song out of that.
Makes me think that the companions are going to be actual characters in the game, and they're going to be the terraformers. I wonder if that's what New Dawn is.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I came up behind his theory, and I wrote up this fantastic theory. Well, I'm not fantastic. Long. I wrote up a long theory on the Discord channel, only to get banned by the bot because it said posting walls of text, and I've been silenced.
Yeah.
And
when
so
I posted those Discord suggestions, the same thing happened.
Really, yeah. So I had to break it up into pieces. Yeah. And then I tagged TJB. I tagged Tom to say, hey, dude, you need to relax this channel right here, because I had this theory and it was too long, so I need to post it in chunks. So I'm going to read you what I wrote, and then Bunga, I know you've got a theory as well. I'd love to get into, and then Barry, if you've got something, this is something that I would like to spend some time on. It's really kind of cool. So what I think is that companions were individually part of the process, of course with a capital. The process equals creation. No religious overtones, just the creation of the Solaverse. Training to create the stars that drive our metaverse, and training to terraform the planets themselves that will be placed in orbit around these stars. They have trained because the process is ultimately directed by the masters of the Solaverse, the star holders. Some of them are the chosen few who will be matched with their own creation, meaning the 2,000. They're going to be matched with their stars. Their drilling was a double entendre. They physically drilled to place resources for us, the star holders, to find as we explore the vast new Solaverse. They also drilled in combat and in training to help assist in ship-to-ship combat when called on by the ones that are fortunate enough to have them. I also believe they'll give rise to other personal companions that are going to be descendants of the original 10,000. So thinking that everybody will have some manner of little helper, but they may not be an NFT companion. They simulated the simulation comes from the simulation of the origin of the Solaverse, how the Solar Star holders and Solar Planet holders are going to arrange their worlds in an effort to anticipate how best to help and ensure the metaverse is a fair and fun place to conduct all their activities. And their simulations included how resources will spawn, be recovered, leading to a vibrant Solaverse that gives opportunity to all regardless of what they choose to do. Finally, they together realized they were part of something bigger. Individually, they did not know of the process. But together, they started to piece together what became the beginning of sentience, and they started to discover that there is indeed a master plan to the Solaverse. All their activities work in harmony to create this place. Together they found the first piece, the start of the trail that we, the Solar Star holders, now have to put together. The comics are going to tell the stories of these first of the first companions. This RCC0 stories that we write will be the basis for their storylines that will then wind up, the best ones I think will wind up in the comics. So ultimately, we are the process, all of us, not just the companions. So then I said, go forth. That's just my theory. It's a long and convoluted theory, so I understand why I got banned for trying to write all that in a single post.
I don't know. It kind of makes us sound like the bad guys, like the puppeteers behind the companions, terraforming everything.
Well, I mean, the humans have never done anything good with new land they found. So, I mean, there's that.
That's true. I mean, and it's got to get done somehow, right?
It does. It does. Inside the TV, let's see what Roby said. Inside the TV was stars. Outside was a NASA image The left side was not in the NASA image. Oh, yeah. That's right. The NASA image was not inside the TV. It was on the outside of the TV. The Apollo missions. The Apollo Greek god brought the sun and the dawn. Project Dawn stemmed from Apollo. Apollo.
I think dawn's meant to mean beginning, like start.
That's what I think too, right? And that's where, the dawn is the, you could, I'm trying very hard to eliminate any kind of religious possibilities here, but inevitably you draw conclusions to creation and the dawn of man and all that jazz, right? And wherever your belief falls on the spectrum, that's fine. I'm more of an evolution guy, but that's neither here nor there. The idea is that everything begins with a dawn, right? I mean, even the Matrix started with a dawn. So
I always think of the sunrise as a dawn.
Yeah, exactly. So
sunrise is in the morning.
Sets in the evening.
I like your theory, I got to say. Mine is similar. I mean, yours is more, I would say, romantic than mine.
Oh boy.
Mine is simply about the companions being obviously robots of some sort, because it says robots in there, right? And I mean, it's going to be the characters inside the game, in which I know you did the multi-form of we've trained for this or whatever, and I think of soldiers, honestly. And I remember talking, I think it was with John, we talked about like what the game's going to look like, and he said, think of something like Command and Conquer, which is a game I used to love. I mean, I love those map-based, even StarCraft, but StarCraft was a little too like zoomed in for me. I want more of a wide range kind of shot. But anyways, if the game turns out to be something like that, where our companions are different stages, you have the gunner, then you have the tank, then you have the spacecraft or whatever, I think that'd be amazing. I would, and then because that just expand the whole universe for the next game to come out with new PFPs and then the whole process.
Well, Jabriel just put something in our chat that I had not realized.
I don't have the chat up, so you're gonna have to let me know.
Oh, from the slide on Project Dawn, I didn't read it that closely. I saw the graphics, but I never saw the actual text because I was looking on my phone, so I never really saw it. And apparently the text says 20 years ago, when the robot scout ships launched, they were thought of as humanity's recovery from the horrors of nuclear war. Now, the tunnels they drilled through space to distant stars are our last hope for survival. So that could say drilling, right?
Tunnels drilled through space more sounds like
that's a wormhole.
Yeah.
Wormholes.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's a yes.
I don't know.
So obviously, the Einstein-Rosen bridge has been confirmed. We can say that.
Jump gates.
Jump gate. I think I'm going to name my star that now. Now that you said that, I think I'm going to name a star Jump Gate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what's your theory, Barry? Where do you want the PFPs to go?
Well, you guys have said most of what I had. I'm terribly bad at ciphers and puzzles. I'm awful at them.
I see.
But I definitely think they're probably going to be probably a character. Whether it's an actual character, or like maybe even it's like your icon in the game. The only thing that I have that I've thought is, I know they said we've trained for this, we've simmed it. And I know that the star holders are going to have access to the alpha for the first game.
Right.
And since planets are not launching until, quarter 2, quarter 3?
Right.
There are going to be, placeholder planets for testing the game mechanics. So I think maybe that might tie into the sim. We're simulating how our adventure is going to be with the planets and the stars before we actually go into the Solaverse and do it for real, basically.
Well, now actually that you bring that up, I think Senna did say in the AMA that if you get a PFP, you get access to the second alpha.
Right. The second phase of the alpha is going to be the other 8,000.
Yeah. So as long as you have a PFP, you'll be able to play the second alpha.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think everyone is those are the simulations in preparation for the leap into the Solaverse.
I like it.
Let us see. Let us go forth and see exactly what that means. And
Ooh, so then you could make it to where each companion, how they mimic your star background or whatever, the nebulas, those could be the different sides in the game that you choose. You're part of the Crab Army, you're part of the Dora Army, and then, that's who you play against. I'm just coming up with daydreams now, but I like it.
Well, okay. There seems to be a Planet of the Apes discussion going on in the Twitch chat as well, and that's at minimum the fifth person that I've seen talk about Planet of the Apes. With so many ape NFTs, Jesus, we could have 12, 15
There's so many
systems.
ape projects out there.
Yeah. Yes, as long as it's not Big Daddy Ape Club, then we're fine.
Ah, is that the big rug one?
That was the $1.2 million rug. Yep. Yeah, that was. I feel sorry every time I see that, right? And I complain about my Brig Finance rug pull, but when I read the stories of some of the people that one guy started with $27,000 in that project and lost it all, and that's a significant chunk of somebody's retirement, I'm sure, right? They were counting on that, and that's where NFTs is play money for me. It's nothing that I'm counting on for the future, right? And that's just the way it has to be, and so
that's what I told my wife is it's all monopoly money right now.
Right? Yeah, all monopoly money. That's exactly what it is. Wait, you know what? I seem to be like falling off camera. I'm not sure why. Let's try and adjust this a little
slowly,
bit. It's like slowly trying to get away from me here. I'm not sure what the deal is. And I think I'm leaning closer to my microphone, too, as we go. So I'm just going to move that over a little bit. You can see my big hand right there. So anyway.
Yeah, it's something that, like, my generation needs to, think a little bit more about, or even younger than me, is, you don't invest money that you don't have on the side. You don't invest the money that you're going to use to eat. You budget. You make sure that it doesn't affect your daily life.
Right.
I see people all the time come in. They're like, "Quick, buy my NFT. I need to pay my bills this week." And I'm like, "Okay, but why did you buy that NFT to start with?
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you can't pay your bills?" Like, I get, people look at it and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna 10 times. I'm gonna make a ton of money off of it." But like, no,
Right?
Just no.
No. Not if you're in a dire situation beforehand. You're like, yeah, I have diamond hands. Really? Because you can't eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't eat those diamond hands.
No. Tough to do that, but yeah. So, Roby is asking you, Bonga, if now that you are adorned with Chewie, are you going to side with the Yetis?
Oh, honestly, if I had some soul right now, I would definitely buy a Yeti. I think Yeti are going to be one of the bigger communities in the Solana community, in the Solana chain. Just because I know what they have planned coming up. I've heard a little bit about it. I've talked to Snicker a little bit and stuff. So I would definitely look at the Yetis if you're looking to find a Solana project. And
there's multiple Yeti projects out there. The funny thing was
there's babies too.
Yeah, and then there's the Sweaty Yeti, right? And don't ask me why. Yesterday, I finally figured out that the guys that I have been talking to that are helping me build the contract for Diceverse are also in Sweaty Yeti, and they're in the Solaverse. I never made the connection until yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Never. And I don't know why, because we've had conference calls together, and it never came up.
You want to know what's hilarious, though, is I don't know if he might be in the chat. I'm not watching. If you are, what's up? But Loco Yeti's not actually a Yeti.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Loco's not here. He's a guy that is always here.
Oh, he had to work this weekend, actually.
Oh, I remember him saying that. That's right,
Yeah.
because he's a chef or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's a chef.
Ah, yes. Have to make stuff, you know. That's. Have y'all seen the Chef Show at all? This is another Jon Favreau thing. That.
Oh yeah, the movie.
Well, there's a movie, right? There's a movie called Chef, and then there's a Netflix series I think called The Chef Show.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, check it out if you have some time, because as I understand it, Favreau really got into cooking through that movie, Chef, and has become an accomplished chef himself. And
Yeah,
so,
I did know that.
Yeah, and so I would like to see. I think I mean, everything that guy touches turns to gold. I mean, you know, he directed Iron Man, right? And so yeah, I mean that's just amazing. Yeah, it's amazing work that guy does. So it's great. What else? What else we got? News-wise from Solaverse. Was there? Hold on, let me look at my notes from the call. Let's see that they announced the winners for the ETH, the $1,000, the whitelist, the fact that everything they do is to maximize value for the NFT holders. Then they talked about that. They talked about the companions and a new Discord server that's spinning up for the Solar Raiders.
Yeah,
Which-
I didn't get an invite last night, so. I don't know if Did you get one?
I haven't looked, to tell you the truth. I have
Yeah.
not looked.
I got in. I saw the link today.
Are you in
Oh,
the
is it-
channel? Are you in the channel that is council meeting channel?
Yeah, I am.
Because I just clicked on that, and there's nothing in there. So,
Council announcement. There we go.
oh, is
There it
that
is.
where it's at? Okay. Yeah. There it is. Okay. So there you go. That's
did
where
not-
you can
did not
get in
see
there
that.
and do that. So I have not done it yet because I was preparing for the show, and my wife sent me to go get lunch, and that's why we were a little bit late getting started as well. So that, and Barry had a time zone issue.
Yeah. I did not math that correctly. I thought it was 2 hours later. I looked at
Alright.
1300 and my brain said 3 o'clock. Sure, yeah, perfect.
What I did is I added a widget to my phone, to my iPhone, and you can set the widget to a different time. So I set the widget to UTC. That way, my phone says the time here, but the widget says the time in UTC.
I should do that.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good,
just-
dude.
Find an Android version.
Right. Oh yeah. It's not a server. Sorry. It's changed. It's a reimagining of the same server. But yeah, I shouldn't have said that. You're right.
Probably could just download an app too.
Yeah,
True.
a little second clock on
And
there. or something.
I've got a watch face. In fact, that reminds me that I've had my watch on the charger all morning, and I have a watch face that has it's like a chronograph, but it makes it really hard to see. I don't know if you can possibly see it in the on my. I don't know if you can possibly see that, but we'll see.
Gotta move it to the
Off the
right.
camera.
Move it to my
There you
right.
go.
It's off camera.
Oh,
It's
no,
off.
now the background's covering it.
Oh, there it is.
There we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, flashes
Anyway.
in and out. That is hard to read.
Yeah, anyway, it's got the chronograph on the outside so I can see the 24-hour, and then it's got the little clock on the inside so I can see that it's 1:15 p.m. But man, it's hard to read, you know? I'd rather just have the big digits that I have right now on my watch face, but it doesn't show in UTC, so I don't know. But someone out there has a face that I just haven't met and downloaded yet, but yeah,
Sure.
so what else we got, gentlemen?
I don't really know if there's any other news.
Solar news. I don't think there's any Solaverse news, but there's definitely stuff we can talk about
Yeah, we could talk about
metaverse related.
There was the WTF
Oh,
bungle.
yeah. Explain that, because when you explained it to me, that just struck me as a straight scam.
Yeah, so basically what had happened is, WTF was a site that was, it told you about your Ethereum transactions and like how much you could have made if you wouldn't have sold these coins or whatnot. And they're like, okay, we're going to do an airdrop. and they did it on Uniswap, but they didn't provide enough liquidity. I mean, they provided something like 2,000 WTF coins and then like 1,000th of an ETH. And basically, as soon as it launched, the bots just started attacking it, or they claimed the bots just started attacking it, and like they tried to withdraw a ton of WTF, which there was barely in there. So it was like 2 ETH per 0.001. So they spent, I think it was like, at the beginning it was 2 ETH to get all 2,000, and then after that someone spent, I think it was like 10 to 12 ETH just to get 100th of a WTF coin, and the bot just kept doing that back and forth until they end up spending close to $500,000 they made from this, just in fees, the WTF company, and in 5 minutes it was all sold out, and it was like it crashed. So
Right.
That's
basically,
crazy.
it looks like a giant scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked my wallet on that. I was like, yeah, you'll get like 20 WTF. I'm like, no.
Right. Right.
Yeah, well, they because you had to pay a fee for that too, like not a gas fee, but like a
transaction
entrance
fee. Yeah.
transaction fee,
Yeah.
and that's what they ended up making the $500,000 from, was the totals of all those of people buying the transaction fee to get their free coins.
Yep.
So now
that
they're claiming they're going to give all that money back to those people that hold the WTF coin. We'll see.
I would love to see if that happens. Personally, I don't know. This just does not look good on the face of it, because if you do not properly, I was about to say liquefy. If you don't provide the proper liquidity for a token, I mean, that's basic stuff, right? I haven't even launched my coin yet, and even I know that you have to provide basic liquidity to be able to handle the transaction volume that happens at a coin launch. These guys either didn't do it or they didn't do it on purpose. And I'm leaning toward the second one, because I find it very interesting that within 5 minutes they were able to make that much money, because my own skeptical brain goes to that this was part of a larger plan. And so if they give the money back, great. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I
And you
don't
have
know.
to be a token holder. Like if you had to keep those coins to get the money back, you know.
Right. So I imagine that when the coin spiked like it did, half the people, if they were on, they were, oh my god, boom, 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 let's sell this thing, we can make a mint. And then ultimately their transaction probably just failed. But I don't know. I don't know how that happened, because I couldn't bring myself to get into that, because it just seemed a little shady to me. But that was just.
I did the gas and the SOS one, and those ones I'll hold on to, because I'm sure they'll do fine, because their DAOs are always busy. I've checked them out, but
Yeah.
I didn't do the WTF one. I couldn't do the looks one because I don't spend enough.
I could have done the looks one, and I didn't. And obviously I didn't do this. I did gas and I did SOS, the same as you, but yes, I don't know.
If you still can, I would. The looks is going to be legit.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't have
there's-
any of those. I'm still crypto newbie. I checked the SOS, and people were saying, oh yeah, I got 100,000 SOS, 1 million SOS. I looked at like, you'll get 75.
Right.
I'm like, that's okay, cool. I'll get like a tenth of a penny. Great.
Yippee-ki-yay, yeah, exactly. I think the SOS, I got like $11 worth of.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, the value of the coin can go up,
Well, true. Well, it's what I'm saying is it was $11 now. It was at the time it was like almost $100 worth of coin, and
Gotcha.
now it's $11 because more and more people are claiming, and so that economics is out of control. And that was one of the same things that I was talking about, trying to figure out about Pegaxi, that horse racing simulation game thing.
Pegasus racing.
Pegasus, yes. And so where they just continually, every single race, and there's races every 2 seconds, where those coins have an unlimited market cap, meaning, I'm sorry, unlimited supply, because they're utility tokens. They're worth 7 cents right now. What happens to those things after 1 million races that they give out 175 of those tokens per race? What happens to those? And then, to be fair, I haven't done enough homework on the project to see if those get converted back into the coin that is used, the Pegaxi coin that's used to rent in the game. Yeah, to rent and to, you know, spend money to get horses and things like that.
Yeah, I know what you're
I'm not
talking
sure.
about. I haven't looked into it enough yet either, but I'm going to for sure, because I came from Zed Racing, which didn't have any tokens. It was just straight up money. You paid an entry fee and then you got a pot. You got a prize pool. But now they're having all these issues where they're going to have to start, they announced that they're going to start doing tokens and whatnot.
Right.
And I think that's how it's going to work, is you're going to need tokens to burn, and that'll bring the price back up once they're burned, you know. So
Right.
I don't know the system, but that seems like the smartest way to do it.
Right. So I've seen the uncapped utility token, this Vigorous, this VIS that you win as a part of racing, and that there's a $1 billion supply of PGX. What the hell was that? I heard something in my ear, like somebody messaged me, but I don't have a message. That was weird. Oh, maybe that was somebody did something in the, because I'm not looking at the. I'm looking at the. No, nobody did anything there. Nobody redeemed points or anything. So no, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I don't know where or how they can combat inflation. So that's what I need to look into, and that's why I was so intrigued when I got a pretty detailed explanation of economics from somebody on that server. So I was that's why I got distracted while you were talking, Barry.
Yeah, no problem.
I just
I don't
joined
say anything important anyway. It's all right.
I just joined that project actually like yesterday, and I haven't read the white paper or anything for it, but I hear that it might become like the new big horse one because you know, Zed bungled it so much. But
right.
Either way, it is a lot of fun. I mean, you were talking about it with Sky the other day about how you just watch the horses run down the line, which is true. But the fun part is researching the horses and their past races and learning which ones are the best. You know.
That's true, but I cannot, for the life of me, tell if there is anything other than RNG involved in this, because I've been looking at the various stats, and I've been looking at the conditions that are put at the bottom of the race, and I cannot find a very detailed correlation of the horses that actually wind up winning the race. You know, because you'll get there and you'll see a horse. I got some rental horses yesterday and started playing around with it, and I did really good with a horse that had a 6% speed, and I did fairly good, not as good, but fairly good with a horse that only had 1% speed, and What is that, right? And I see just as many horses with 1, 2, 3% win as other horses that have 6, 7, 8% speed, you know. And I know wind and some of this, and so I got on their Discord server, and there were people legitimately out there saying that, hey, it's mostly RNG with just a little bit of stats, and I'm like, well, that's not very fun if you're, you know, if you're trying to bet on these things, which you're not, but you're running your horse hoping that they're going to come in first, second, or third so you can get coins. But I don't know. Their 3D modeling is coming up soon, and so I'm going to look forward to that because that's going to look cool.
At that point, it's almost like just an auto clicker, you know. Just, okay, yeah, hit the button, let it go, hit the button, let it go.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, right?
Extravagant slot machine.
Yeah, I was feeling like I was going to, it's like there was 20 minutes left before the end of the Diceverse campaign thing for the OG whitelist. And so I was like, maybe I'll just get on and stream me doing the, you know, and they're off, you know, blah, 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 you know, whatever, right? And as they get to, the races are in meters, which, no. I'm sorry. 4,000 meters is 2.5 miles. Granted, they are mechanical Pegasus, right, with wings.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know,
We want some realism in the track.
exactly, right. There's 2.5 miles, and so do I call that 16 furlong or 20 furlongs? I don't know, right? It's but yeah, and the other thing is that you'll get one race where they do 4,000 meters in like a minute and 12 seconds, and then you'll get another race where they'll do 4,000 meters in 37 seconds, and I'm like, what? How? What governs this? So you can't even say.
Each race has got to be different, right? If they ran the exact same speed every race, it wouldn't be
Yeah,
any sort of RNG.
yeah, you're right. I don't. Yeah, so I don't. Does the wind have anything to do with it? I know that it's like 300 degrees as far as the temperature goes, and each one of those things has a fire setting. So I don't know. I have to get into it a little bit more.
I'm sure the data's out there. Like, I know with Zed there was like 6 other dedicated sites that recorded all the data, and then you use those to make graphs and charts for everyone. So
See, I think I need to take a look at that a little bit further. I'm gonna, once we're done here, I'm gonna take a look at that economics thing that they sent. And
but I do know that the breeding in the game in the Pegasus one is completely random, which I like. You know, it doesn't matter if you have a stud racehorse and a donkey. If you could have 2 donkeys and you breed them, you might make a stud.
right. That's good though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
it doesn't make those good horses 20 each.
super expensive, right? And they're all sold in USDT. So, you know, that introduces yet another token that's not bound by the tokenomics of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it a little bit more interesting from a pricing standpoint.
Keeps it affordable.
Yeah, kind of, exactly, right. And so that's one of the things too that, you know, when to go back to the project that I'm running, is that the prices are going to be tied to USDT rather than tied to the token itself, right? So like Axie Infinity, I had left a real bitter taste in my mouth because when you mint, you have to spend one of your Axie tokens. Well, Axie went to $200, the value of the token. So are you going to spend $200 to mint an Axie that's going to be worth $110 when you try to sell it? No, you're not going to. So, you know, that was a problem that they didn't anticipate. So tokenomics are a thing, right? You need an economist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's so yeah, we're going to be consulting with an economist here pretty soon to make sure that we don't do, you know, screw ourselves with tokenomics. But yeah, that's okay. So collaborations. You know what? We've got this crypto bats thing coming up that they're going to be a part of in the discussion at what is that, in 2.5 hours on the AMA? Yep. So you guys tune into that there's announcements on the Solaverse Discord, there's announcements on their Twitter, so you guys take a look at that if you're interested in crypto bats. I
gotta look into that. I don't know anything about it yet.
That's the Ozzy Osbourne backed
right.
you know, thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It is unknown if there will be any headless bats associated with this project, but we'll see. And then, of course, the Crypto Kings, right? Or not Crypto Kings, sorry.
Council of Kings.
Council of Kings.
Council of Kings.
Yes.
And I highly recommend you go into their server, to their AMA recordings, and you can look at all the different ones, because there's a bunch of different heads of that project, and they each kind of do their own every once in a while. And there was the AR, VR, like what you need to build it in a metaverse, and that one it taught me so much. Like I barely understood it, but I wrote it all down.
That was a great talk.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then the funny thing is, I listened to a lot of that, and then immediately within 8 hours or so was participating in a discussion about the Apple glasses.
The AR, augmented reality ones.
Right. So, you know, and I had absolutely no idea that AR has gone to the place where they can interact with the environment, like your little Pokemon. This was the example out there, right? The Pokemon can disappear behind the couch, and you have to walk behind the couch to see it, rather than just being superimposed on your phone on top of whatever environment you're in, right? I didn't realize that AR had gotten to that point. And Yeah.
is a whole new level, because like they have to continually track where it is, and time
Right.
when they want to move it out and stuff. But the guy on there, the guy that said he was a professor and talked at MIT and stuff, it was really surprising to me, because I've known that guy for a while now. He's from Zed. I knew him from Zed. I have 2 of his NFT projects. He does
Really?
AI developed crypto paintings, and yeah, mixed to reality, man. Shout out to him. He's a brainy dude. I mean, I knew he was smart, but I'm gonna have him give me some lessons.
Right. And then contact lenses? No, no.
I said lessons, but I'd like some lenses.
I was talking to Roby in chat. Roby said they have contacts that'll do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know about that. It's we get closer and closer to the Minority Report all the time, right? That I already when I veer close enough to a Chipotle, my phone buzzes and says, "Hey, are you going to Chipotle?" I'm like, "How the fuck do you know where I'm at?"
Yeah.
You know?
I can't wait for the day. I remember listening to Elon talk at a convention where he was talking about the nerve gear, and how, even if we could just get a hard drive augmented into your brain, you could be a
God.
genius in a second.
I would love it, right? That would make me a fantastic chess player. I could go play with Gary Kasparov
Yeah.
and maybe
It'd be
hold my
like-
own.
Be similar to like suddenly instantly have an eidetic memory.
Eidetic, yeah. Eidetic
Yeah.
memory, yeah. Yeah, we
0
can
to
we can all
60.
be Spencer. And that's that's a character from Criminal Minds, the TV show. I love that show, by the way. I liked it more when Maddie, what was his name? Patinkin
Yeah.
was on it, right? And because he was just the character he played was just fantastic the way he did it, and but it took an emotional toll on him, he said, and that's why he had to leave the show. And so I follow him on TikTok. He and his wife do some really funny videos on there. But yeah, I'm trying to get my daughter to do more on TikTok, because she is much more attractive than me, obviously, and she could do a lot of things on there to really push some followers. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're sorry, I'm getting us off topic again with another right turn, but yeah, anything y'all particularly are looking forward to in terms of those collaborations, or I'm whitelisted already. A lot of us are whitelisted on the Kings project.
We all are, yeah.
I think there's only a couple of people that I've heard of that are whitelisted on the Crypto Bats so far. The people that just kind of threw themselves into it as soon as they heard about it from Senna.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the collaboration. I mean, the reason I want to do Council of Kings is to learn from the developers and to network and meet people and stuff, because we're going to, I mean, not only just build out our Solaverse, but we're about to hit that point in the future where, companies are going to have startups, and not in like maybe the Solaverse, but in whatever universe, and that's how they're going to start their brand. They won't have to rent rental space. They won't have to pay to have places cleaned and stuff.
Yeah. I definitely see it leaning that way, with people going into the digital space.
Because as much as you can get anything on Amazon, you want a store to shop around. You want time to do whatever, play a game.
Right. Movic's asking about, are any of you guys paranoid about the security threat of TikTok? And you know what? TikTok is, ever since TikTok came out and I knew it was backed by the Chinese, there's nothing that goes on TikTok for me that I consider to be personal information whatsoever. That's
I don't think there's anything that Google doesn't know about me, so that's
Yeah,
already
right.
out there.
Yeah.
right.
Every time I get on the internet, like Google ads for all, I was like, I was just talking about that. 10 minutes ago.
The spooky stuff is when you get on and you get an ad for something that you had been having a conversation about.
Oh yeah, all the time. I get it all the time.
Yeah.
Start
Like,
eyeballing it.
that's a little weird.
Yeah,
Eyeball.
it
I've
did.
never Googled it. I've never searched for it, but I
But
was
it
talking
showed
to
up,
my friend
right.
about it, and now here's a Google ad.
Yep. And so it started with the AOL discs that they sent in the mail, and it did. That's exactly where it started. As Joseph, as JJ here, just decided to totally date himself. Because like my kids weren't, my daughter was not even alive when the AOL discs were coming out.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Gotta go dust off that MySpace.
Oh yeah, that's right, the MySpace stuff, right?
I did have a MySpace for about like a month, and then I went over to Facebook.
Yeah, that was the whole migration there. You've got mail. Yeah, so it started with Encarta. As we go way back now. Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about the Commodore 64 and the text-based Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy game that started getting your data right there. Yeah.
Was it a Zork back in the day?
Zork. Dude, I go all the way back to those 80s ROMs, right? Those arcade machines, right?
Cabinets.
Yes, those giant cabinets, and I still love playing Galaga when I see it, you know. And there's an arcade near where my parents live that is, you know, you pay a cover charge, and it's called Free Play Arcade. You pay a cover charge to get in, and then you can play any of the games that they have in there, and they have hundreds of those cabinet games.
Oh, nice.
And pinball machines and all the old school 1980s stuff, right? But their pinball machines are brand new. And I swear, if I can make a killing on crypto, that I'm going to buy the Mandalorian pinball machine that just came out.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I want that, right? And that's, you know, the Stern, of course. Stern makes all the pinball machines now. But it's a great place because it's a bar that happens to be an arcade. And so you drink, you play games, and you sit around and get sloshed. And you play more games, right? And so you spend more money, of course, on the beer. And, you know,
VR bars are becoming a real big thing where people, you know, go to bars, they drink, and then they have VR games where they could do tons of stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Back when I had my game shop, we were too early to the party. People didn't do it because they didn't understand it, but we had VR setups for people to come in and play and pay and play. And only a couple of people ever did because, one, there wasn't a lot of VR stuff out yet. And about the only thing anybody ever played, would have a group come in to play Beat Saber. And, and you know, and that's still a thing, right? And I love that.
It all starts with one or two big games. You know, I remember back, for me, it was not a lot of people did Xbox Live. It, like, the multiplayer online Xbox, and then Halo came out, and it was just everyone.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did I tell you that I was a beta tester for Xbox Live?
You did not.
No.
Yeah, I got to beta test Xbox Live way back before it came out. And the beta testers, as our reward, they didn't pay us or anything. Our reward was that we got to keep the games that they sent us. So we were the only ones that ever got to play this RC car game that they never released to the public. That was fun as hell. I don't know why they didn't release it, but literally you were this little RC car and you drove around neighborhoods or through toy stores or whatever, and it was like Mario Kart 10 years before Mario Kart.
Wow.
And I thought it was just one of the most amazing little games that I always played that game. Anyway, our payment was that we got to participate in the Xbox Live launch event that happened there in, I think it was a simultaneous event there out of Washington and out of LA. And what they did was you had no idea who you were playing with as a beta tester. You could be playing with another beta tester, or you could be playing with somebody that's actually at the live event. The only way you would know is the beta testers all had our own names. You know, our at the time, my gamer tag was Racer X for the Xbox, and so I got into a game, and you would know that you were playing with somebody at the party because it would just say Xbox and a number, like Xbox 205 or Xbox whatever. And I got into a game of basketball, and it was like NBA whatever at the time. And the guy comes on and he's like, Racer X, man, that's a cool name. And I was like, dude, you sound like Sam Jackson. And he said, I better because I am Sam Jackson. I'm like, I was like, well, yeah, that's
Nice.
fantastic. So
That's
my
real.
only thing is that I got to play apparently with somebody who claimed to be Samuel L. Jackson at the Xbox Live event, and then a bunch of other people that never identified themselves. But it was a fun little night, I will tell you that.
That's cool. I mean, just getting to play him in the first place is pretty cool.
Well, yeah, and we were also given the headsets and all that stuff you needed to play. They gave that to us because we were testing it, so we got to keep that. We didn't have to go buy the Xbox kit and all that stuff, and we were given I think we were given 3 months or something for free, and then we had to have our own subscriptions after that. But the cool thing, it was a cool little thing at the time. And then you're right, Halo came out, and then all of a sudden, at least at my house, my brother and I started hosting LAN parties where we would daisy chain Xboxes together and play these massive, Halo battle royals.
Everyone comes over, they got the backpack with it stuffed in there.
Yeah.
All the controllers all wrapped up.
Yeah. So that was great. We had this configuration where we had all the TVs kind of spread around, in a semicircle, so that we could all sit around, and I had an open floor plan at my house at that point, and it was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I remember those days well.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 3D was not 3D. Yeah. Oh man, my last job, the guys who did Quake and Doom were the floor above me on id, the software company id.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's Mavius. In fact, Mavius got into game building because of id. And I think he was one of the ones they would come down and ask us to beta test or pre-alpha test some of their stuff from time to time. And I think that Mavius made friends with a couple of the devs that were up there, and all of a sudden he decided, hey, I'm going to learn Unity and start building video games. So there you go.
There you go.
All right, fun stuff, man. What else we got? Anything in particular that we need to discuss before we shut this guy down? We've been going for an hour and a
A
half.
bit.
Oh, I did want to say a couple things like
Security.
Tips
That's
to tips to stay safe when you're looking at
safety.
PFP projects is if you come across a project and it doesn't have a roadmap, but they claim to have one in the works, make sure you try to find the team. Go to their Twitter. Go to the website. If the website doesn't link their Twitters or doesn't link their LinkedIn, some of them do have LinkedIns on there as well. Those
Yeah.
are always very reputable. But if they don't even have a roadmap and you can't find them, scrub it. It's
Run.
not worth it. It might sell well, I don't know, but it's not worth risk. You could flip it easy maybe, I don't know. Another thing is make sure they engage. Like, cut different times of the day, come into the chat, say, can I talk to the devs? Or you'll see them on there on the sidebar. If they haven't been messaging, if they only pop in every once in a while for announcements and stuff, very sketchy. Very sketchy. I don't know any developer who wouldn't want to engage with their customer base. And each project, it takes only a month to launch if they'd been working on it before, but a realistic project, they're going to be working on it for at least 5 years to come. So you're going to be able to
Right.
tell if they're putting in the time, because they're going to be doing it for a while.
You're right.
Yeah, and if they don't tell you what they're planning on doing with their treasury post launch, like with the funds that they're going to make, the tokenomics or utility or whatever, empty words. They need to have a plan.
Right.
If they've thought about what they're going to do, they're going to tell you. Another thing, it's not going to be the next apes, at least not right away. So try to fight that FOMO. Try to compare the feeling of missing out to the feeling of getting scammed, and that'll snap you back into reality. That feeling, if you've been rug pulled or scammed before, you remember
know
that
it.
cold feeling in the chest. So
Yeah, you
just
know
try
it.
to battle the FOMO a bit. You can take a breath, take a step back, you're good.
Right.
And anything else really?
I have something that we were talking about last night. I was talking extensively after we did the reveal of the drawings and all that stuff for the end of the Diceverse campaign. And oh yeah, by the way, the the coin that was given away for retweeting and all that stuff. And I did not record the spin of the wheel, but Savannah won that coin. And the wheel spin that I did record, however, was the star. And I posted that that address of the winner, because I just did addresses for that, because it was very easy to just export out of OpenSea and then just throw the addresses in to the picker wheel. So the picker wheel came up with an address that based on the nature of how the import worked, it was like Excel. So the actual address ended in 002, but they had 5 tokens, so they put in 002, 003, 004. And so when I went back and matched it up, it was actually 002 on the end. Anyway, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that particular address was one of our vendors that chose to take payment in NFTs. So that may go unclaimed. And if it does, Mavius and I have decided that if it goes unclaimed for 7 days, and we're not going to make any effort to go out and try to contact this person again, or at least who I think they are, if it goes unclaimed for 7 days, we're going to redo the drawing. So those of you, take hope that I think that it's a vendor that got that star. So maybe star 1503 might come to someone who's actually part of the both projects, Solaverse and Diceverse. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I do have a safety thing. If you
go.
Talk about safety. For anyone that's already got projects like the Solaverse, like CryptoBats, profile like the PFP projects and everything. Always mint with a burner wallet.
Yes.
You don't want to go connect to a mint, especially if even if it's it looks like it's 100% legit. It looks like it's gonna be, it's gonna go places. The team is there. Don't connect your wallet that has your other NFTs and your other projects in it to the mint site, because you never know. You never know in the space, and the last thing anyone wants, and it's happened to people. It's been happening in the Solaverse. You connect your wallet, you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited for this mint, and then poof, everything's gone.
Right.
And you instead of getting this new NFT, you've just lost your 2 stars. You've just lost your 8. You've lost your, whatever it is. Always mint with the burner wallet. It's cheap to send ETH over to the burner wallet for mint day. Don't get yourself scammed. Even if it's a legit project, things happen. There's a mess up in the code, there's a mess up in the thing. Don't lose your stuff over a mint.
And an easy way to make a second wallet is, if you're using Google Chrome, create another profile, log in with another email. If you create another MetaMask, it's brand new. It's not connected to your old one. So that's how you create multiple wallets.
Right.
You can have multiple accounts in your same wallet, but I don't know if they can access all of them once they access one. So it's just easier to log in with another email.
Mm-hmm.
If you're one that relinquishes your key, your key phrase, then yeah. And are you kidding me? Nikki's Stripperverse basically just hit OpenSea. Did y'all see this? Irene DAO, that's Nikki's Stripperverse idea. I guarantee that's what it is. And this thing has done 951 ETH in volume. The floor price is 2.5 ETH.
You mean it's a project?
It's it's called a pass. So my guess is you're paying 2.5 ETH to get a pass into somebody's OnlyFans or something.
I'm guessing that's probably what it is too.
And
there's already a couple of them out there. I know some influential adult stars are making NFT access cards.
Oh Jesus.
That's an interesting way to do it.
Oh Jesus. Anyway, 951 ETH. Hold on. Let me pull one of these up and see what the. Let me see what the. Where do you see what the.
Volume traded should be right there on the page.
No, the volume traded is, but do you have to actually go through the dialogue like you're trying to buy one to see what the Switch network? Okay, yeah, whatever. I gotta go back to mainnet. I think you have to go into the royalty 5%. Yeah, you have to go into the checkout process to see what the royalty is. A 5% royalty on 950 ETH.
I can't find it, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless I can't spell Stripperverse.
No. It's called Irene DAO. Irene DAO.
Oh.
IRENE-DAO.
Oh, I see it.
And they've done almost 1,000 ETH. That's 50 ETH just in royalties.
Yeah, it's her name's Irene. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, I mean,
OX Irene DAO.
unbelievable. Slowly but surely, yep. That's what.
Well,
I'm
it wasn't like it's still popular. It's not a. I mean, it's not unheard of. Even before Nikki mentioned it, it was already being done.
Oh yeah. I guess you're right, but I don't. What is it? Rule 72 or something? No, that's a financial rule. What? Rule 73? Rule. What is it?
Oh, yeah, I knew this.
All right. Well, I think we should probably head out because I got to get some lunch. There was one thing I wanted to say though on safety. Last note.
Yeah.
Don't spend money you don't have. I know we mentioned it
we just
earlier.
talked about that. Yeah.
But before you mint anything, look at your budget. I mean, just look how much is in your account and be like, is it worth it? Because I guarantee you next month, there's going to be a project you want to mint too. Save your money, then mint it.
There you go.
I mean, everybody knows it when they do it, but it is really true. There's always going to be a next project. And if there's not, well, then that month it wasn't a good idea to mint in the first place, you know?
Probably not.
So,
Rule 34,
yeah.
by the way. Rule 34.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Rule 34. And for those of you that don't know Rule 34, if something exists, there is porn of it. That's
Yep,
Rule
that's
34.
true. 100% true.
Anyway, all right, yeah, with that, I think that's an ender for the show right there. Right.
Yeah, that's a good spot to stop.
That is a fine spot to stop. So we'll go ahead and kill the background music and say thank you, Barry, for showing up and coming on.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Yeah. And next week I have somebody, and I forgot who it was, that's coming on. I will publicize that later on. I think it was it Jake Collier? Was it Adam Ash? Ooh. I don't remember who it was. Anyway, I got to go back through my DMs and figure out who that was. I actually put it on a Google Calendar of mine, so I'll just go take a look at that and see who our guest Solastar owner spotlight is. Now that I can say that without tongue-tying myself. But all right, you guys watch some football. I know here at my house there will be no conflicts this week because the Green Bay Packers don't play, but the Cowboys do play here in about an hour and a half. And so the rest of the house is going to be rooting for the Dallas Cowboys, and against the San Francisco 49ers. So we're going to talk some sports ball a little bit later, and I'm going to go try and figure out the economics of Pegaxi, and we will bid the guys adieu. Thanks for coming on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Barry.
Yeah, nice meeting y'all.
And I'll see you in the server for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hang out there a lot.
You kind of do because you're kind of a mod. Yeah.
Kinda, a little bit.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, it's funny. Out of 7 shows, we've had 4 mods on.
That is funny.
So yeah, it's but it's good. It's good. We really enjoy having the conversation with the people who are involved in the project, and we really appreciate that. So we want to say that to all you guys, and I have no idea if John or Senna or anybody's still there, but we really appreciate you guys giving us a little bit of your time here and there. Bonga.
Yeah. Oh, and then last thing is, I think in the new server we're gonna have a channel for kind of like interest or signups if you want to come on the show.
Really?
I talked to them a little bit about it. We'll see if they do it. They might not, but either way, you can always message us or email us, or
Right.
if you want to come on.
Yep. And the email still stands, yoda@d20radio.com, d20radio.com. You can email me there, and then that is, in fact, that's where I think this came from. Bonga, do we have a giveaway? Did you make nice with Senna?
I could not get a hold of Senna. They were busy as heck, so this week is going to get pushed back as well. I apologize, but between last week of me being up and where I was last week, I was actually on the road, but on the road from the hospital, so I couldn't have done anything about it. I apologize.
I see. Okay, so the owner of Star 717. I have his real name that he's obviously not going to want to use, so I'm not going to publicize that, but I need to get his screen name in the Discord. But the owner of Star 717 is going to join us next week. So,
Nice.
there you go.
Have him go by that name, Star 717.
Star 717. It's better than Star, Star 616, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks again. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Solaverse Show. And I'll say to you guys, good night and good luck.
We need to record an outro.
This is the outro.
Yeah, but like of you talking, like speech. Maybe the tagline.
The opinions presented here are the opinions of the host and or guests and do not represent the opinions or views of the Solaverse, their managing partners, or employees. Any information regarding cryptocurrency or non-fungible tokens should not be construed as financial advice. All original content is considered the intellectual property of Studio 42, LLC.
Okay, gentlemans, I shall go ahead and kill the Twitch stream here in 2 moments, and bye Twitch. See y'all later. Thank you for those of you that attended. We didn't have a ton. It's a football weekend, playoffs. That's what happens.